Hey there, Belmathuin here, bringing you into episode number 18. In the last episode, we made a triple layer golem farm, and I let it run overnight. Just kind of, if you're on the Java edition, an easy way to let something just run overnight and not have to worry about whether it's going to pause on you is just open it to LAN. Just hit that button and it'll stay open. Like you can see the torches in the background right now, they're still flickering, and if there was a zombie behind me, it would still be hitting me. It basically makes it kind of like a server. It's also what you would do if you wanted to play the same world, running it off of your computer with somebody else in your house, somebody that shares that uses the same router and network. Let's see, go back to game. So I let it run overnight, and I was not disappointed. Look at that, 3.5 stacks of iron blocks. I mean, that's insane. That's outstanding, because we've got this mismatched little beacon over here, and I'd like to change that. I'd like to put the valuables back where they belong in my valuables chest. Whoa. And I should have known. Those drowned are everywhere. They're worse than creepers. Constantly coming up behind me. Luckily for me, most of the ones I've encountered don't have tridents. Although I guess that's a relative term, because I'd have liked to have gotten a few tridents. So while we're putting all our valuables back in the chest and planning to use just iron blocks for the future, we may want to look into setting this up somewhere better. Somewhere more reasonable for our mining. This was set here mostly just to dig out the mob farm, which, by the way, is working so well that I turned it off. I've actually had it off for quite a while now. We'll get a couple of these blocks. We've been pretty heavily building, you know, almost a farm per episode, and it's moving at kind of a fast pace, and I kind of want to slow things down a bit today. Minecon Earth was yesterday, and a lot of new info, a lot of really cool features, and a lot to talk about, a lot to really kind of think about and process. So I thought today we'd do a couple of less buildy things, and kind of discuss what happened yesterday. Now, I of course I took a nap and forgot all about the live stream, so I didn't get to vote. I was going to vote for the Savannah though, because out of all the new mobs they were looking at introducing, the ostrich would probably be the most likely to have a riding feature. I think it'd be pretty freaking cool to ride around on an ostrich, and then stick its head in the sand so it stays in place and until you mount up on him again and pull his head out of the sand, and yeah, that could be amazing. Now, I don't know that functionality would have been in it, but it's definitely something that had a possibility. Oh god, it feels good to have all these blocks back in this chest. What are we gonna need? We're gonna need 32 and I believe 36. If I'm wrong, I'll just come back over and pull them out. So the taiga biome ended up winning, so we'll be getting campfires, we'll be getting foxes. They didn't say whether they're going to be hostile or not yet, which would be nice to know. If it's another animal that we can tame, even if it's got a similar functionality to wolves, I mean, that could be pretty good. Where are we going? Going right down here. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a definite slime chunk over here. And that way too. When I have a few more pumpkins, I think I'm gonna show you guys how to protect yourself a little bit more from those slimes that never stop spawning while you're down in your mines. Yeah, this is where I got all the stone for the iron farms. As you can see, I took out a pretty good sized chunk. And this section, let's see. That section right there, that is actually directly under the mob farm, so the old beacon was right here. So I guess we could have left it right where it was, but I'd kind of like to move it a little bit, because I want to be able to get all the way back. I also want to be able to mine new areas. So maybe even like right over in here. Where would our house be? So this is where we've built. That's where the mob farm is. And that direction is actually going to be where our house is going to be. Now that's where our main build is going to be, and that's coming up real soon because I'm actually holding off on quite a few builds and farms just because I want them to be inside our big build. And I actually did go out and collect 5 or 6 shulker boxes of sand and of gravel each. And a bunch of wood. We need a lot more wood. But that's going to be a big component because we're gonna continue using the green concrete, both the powder and the finished concrete. So if I build it up here, I should still have reach to it, right? What does it go down and down 50 blocks? I'm at Y66 right now. You know what? I think I got it. Oh, it's becoming nighttime. I think I got a perfect place for it. I don't even know if I showed it because I built this little starter hut almost right away. But while I was building up this little starter hut, I was actually bunkering down in here. So right here might actually be just perfect for the new beacon. But yeah, anyway, the taiga. Now the campfires, that could be really cool if they add some sort of functionality to it, like make the campfire, make the campfire have a larger lighting radius or something similar to that. What do I want? I need to maybe right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, almost. Yeah, so if the campfires were to have a larger lighting area, or for any of you familiar with modded, That could be a great opportunity for like a vanilla version of the Mega Torch, which prevents hostile mob spawning in X number of blocks radius. I think the modded version of the Mega Torch is 64 blocks in all directions. I completely understand Mojang not being willing to do something like that, but if they were to take and give the campfire functionality of lighting up a 30 block radius and making it spawn proof, that could be amazing. You know, that would allow us to play a little bit more with lighting in our houses instead of having to have everything lit up like the sun. I don't foresee it actually coming to fruition or happening, but that could be so amazing. It could give us the ability to kind of move a mushroom biome kind of effect to our main builds, and I think a lot of people would appreciate that. I'm sure a lot of people would probably be outraged by it too. But I don't know, maybe have a vote for it again. Mojang is definitely doing a lot of voting for things now, and definitely appreciate that. That is nice that we are included in decisions like that. So hopefully they... Well, and the berry bushes, if it's anything like the modded berry bushes that I've dealt with in the past, I mean, berries in real life have a, you know, a very low nourishment rate. So I can't imagine, well, and in all the modded versions as well, I can't imagine that Mojang's going to like make the berry compete with steak as far as viability for a food source. I mean, yeah, they may be nice for the first hour of play before you find a reliable source of food. But beyond that, I mean, unless they give us some more food crafting recipes to go along with it. Wow, that was perfect. Yep, so it is 2 stacks and 36 blocks. So unless Mojang gave us some sort of crafting recipes like a berry pie that has a good saturation or something, then the berries are going to be quickly thrown to the wayside and just be something that maybe get used as a decoration block if we are able to pick them up and place them back down at other places. I guess it depends on if it's how many kinds of berries, and if there are different color berries. I mean, that all could make it a little bit more cool. Now, let's see, we want haste and haste 2. So I guess now that we have our iron, maybe we also clear out our inventory, get the riches boxes out of here, definitely. And maybe we go and try to kill some wither skeletons while we're kind of going over this stuff. You know, feel free, like, comment, subscribe, and I'd love to see some comments about your opinions with this stuff. There's a lot of new changes. The savannah, I don't know what I don't know if the babuai tree or babu, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but the large tree that they were showing, I'm not sure if that would be a new kind of wood with its new planks and variants. That would be amazing. Another tree that we can grow and, you know, actually have a large harvest each time we grow it. Especially if it's a good looking log, strip log, you know, and plank. And the ostrich has a lot of potential, as I've already discussed. What was the other thing with them? I can't remember what the other thing was with the savannah. Was it termites? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was termites. I'm not sure You know, if the termites would be something that would actually eat our wood blocks and destroy our houses, or if it would be something that we could use kind of like an ant farm. Not sure. I'm not sure what the functionality of that would be. Yeah, it looked like the termites had varying stages of decay on blocks. So maybe that's something. You put termites in some wood and it like changes the look of the wood. Maybe they're like silverfish, but they didn't elaborate on any of that. The desert would have been nice too, just because it's such a plain biome. Meerkats, they're kind of cute and cool, but I don't see a whole lot of functionality with them. Even if they act exactly like cats and scare creepers away and scare phantoms away and stuff like that. I mean, beyond them being cute, are there going to be different color variations? Are there going to be like there's a lot of unknowns about that, and it seems like it would just be kind of something like the parrot. They're cool, they're cute. You'll go out and you get one, but then you'll kind of place it in a corner and forget about it, and it won't actually have any functional effect on your game. The palm trees, though, that's got potential. That maybe that creates little oases out in the middle of the desert, little ponds with palm trees and some dried up grass and stuff. Maybe meerkats around that. That could be pretty cool. Just as exploration and making the world feel more alive kind of deal. But we're gonna see Taiga first. I'm glad that all three are going to be coming to us. But it would have been nice prior to the vote to have a little bit more information than just the here's 2 or 3 things real quick, no explanation about them. That made it very difficult to choose. Let's stick these over here. And I suppose while we talk, we'll go kill ourselves just a few wither skeletons. Hopefully. Possibly. Now, the Pillage and Village, or the Village and Pillage update coming up. What, early next year? That looks amazing. You know, the crossbow wielding illager type mob just kind of spawning and coming after your villages, along with that big beast, big ox type thing. That is pretty cool. Be interesting to find out what the actual mechanics behind it are going to be. But yeah, that has some serious potential to be really good. Along with just the fact that the villagers are going to be dressed biome dependent. So you can get a lot more functionality from them. Hell, just for decorating or whatever. Ooh. Yeah, having expanded this path makes it a little bit more difficult to get up here. Let's try that. Yeah, that'll work. Let's switch out our elytra, because we're not flying around down here. And get ourselves a little bit more protection. So yeah, the villages, the actual buildings being changed to be biome dependent, that's amazing. The villagers being changed to be biome dependent and possibly having smarter AI now, that's amazing. And them having schedules, I mean, that's pretty cool possibility. If they're gonna give villagers schedules, that could be really amazing. I should replace that with ice. Oh. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of things to look forward to. And then, of course, there's the elephant in the room. Bamboo to use as scaffolding blocks. Collapsible scaffolding blocks. I imagine it'll probably work something like chorus fruits, where you hit the bottom block and they all kind of explode and fall down. That would be amazing. And pandas. Pandas with differing attitudes and differing complexities. I mean, that's pretty cool too. It's not just a mob, it's a mob with variants. That's pretty cool. Oh, I really gotta get around to finishing this farm. Stay away, pigmen. No. Yeah, what else am I forgetting? I know the panda bears. I mean, it's pretty cool. They went over to China and everything. Their new big market is China, so I guess it makes sense to have panda bears. I mean, that is kind of like a national treasure for, you know, what is it? Over 1 billion people, or yeah, it is over 1 billion, I believe. It's more than we have in the U.S. I know that for sure. Oh. Sorry, focusing a little bit. There we go. Had a little bit of a scare there. Alright, so we're pretty sure the pandas and bamboo forests are going to be added right before the holidays. So in a month or two? Just focusing on killing these without... Where'd you go? Might as well collect some gold and empty the mob cap while I'm at it, huh? Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the villagers and all their upcoming changes. I'm looking forward to really just seeing what all the things they hinted at actually amount to. Because all of it's got potential, but I mean, it still remains to be seen what that potential actually is going to be. Because the ideas are great, but what's the functionality for each of these things going to be? I imagine... Well, I'd really would have liked to have known when they plan on putting out the first biome update as well. That isn't in the announcements. Just for future update. Is that going to be its own update? Is that going to be like 1.14? Oh. It said 2019 and 101. I'm gonna have to get out my bow. Yeah, I need to finish this farm so I don't have blazes to contend with anymore. They have this horrible tendency to light up the platform, which makes only pigmen and blazes spawn, which is no bueno. If I wanted blazes, I would just make a blaze farm. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how everything comes to fruition. Am I forgetting anything? I got the villagers, got the pandas, got the the crossbows, which, by the way, as long as they have good enchantments like they were showing, that's gonna be an awesome tool. You know, I know in modded, the crossbow for Tinker's construct is awesome. It is slower, but you can enchant it. You can make it faster. You can use different materials to make it shoot faster. So it makes sense that they have the crossbow shooting slower than an actual bow. But I don't know. I just want to get in there and play with it. I just want to. Whoa! I didn't even see that blaze. Oh, by the way, that right there is exactly why I have on Smite 5 on my axe. The axe does a little bit more damage than the sword, and with Smite 5 doing extra damage to the undead, I can actually one-shot, as long as I'm doing a jump crit hit, I can one-shot any and all pigmen. Which makes it nice for clearing stuff out without having all of them chase you. Now let's put out these lights. And maybe go down the hall a little. Dead end. And maybe go down the hall a little bit. Clear these guys out. So yeah, definitely be interested to hear what you guys have to say about all of the new updates coming out. I mean, it's a lot of changes. It's going to make it hard to keep a world for a long time if they're pushing out changes like this every 6 months. You know, the idea for a world is you want to hold on to it for like 6 months to a year at least, and just kind of keep building onto it. They keep doing these updates like this, it's going to make it difficult. Like, this world may have to start over again when Villager and Pillager comes out, because I want my villages to look that cool, and I want my villagers to look that cool, and I want that game mechanic. I want to figure out if I can farm it. I want to figure out what their drops are. And just Minecraft villages have been horrible for so long that this could be just really cool and worth starting over. But, you know, at the same time, you don't want to have to build the iron farm and the mob farm and all of the other necessary farms, you know, every couple months. That's a lot of time and effort. So I guess maybe we'll just have to make sure we're exploring as little as actually possible, whilst so that we leave some biomes available to receive the new updates. Because any chunks I don't render right now, after those updates, I can render them and they'll have the new things. Alright, let's see what we got. This long tunnel is literally just so that everything on the platform despawns. It kind of helps adjust the mob cap. Let's get a little moo cow in our lives. Come on. No skulls yet. Well, we got a blaze skull. I mean, I guess that's cool, I guess. It's not gonna get us another beacon though. We need another beacon. Alright, we'll come back and clear these pigmen out after we get lit on fire. Come on. Whew. That right there's why I put my chest plate on instead of leaving my elytra on. Got anything for me? Ooh, social spawning. This is good a place as any. Oh, and when you see me doing that, throwing them out of my inventory a whole stack at a time, all I'm doing is hitting Control, and I have my throw item button set to G, so I hit Control G and it tosses the whole stack. Definitely comes in handy quite a few times. Especially when I'm dealing with emptying out, say, the AFK fish farm. There's gonna be tons of stacks, and you don't want to have to drag each one off the side of the menu. But Control and your drop button will just toss the whole stack that your cursor's over. Very, very useful. I should probably do a video about key shortcuts, because some of you may not know all the key shortcuts. All the F3 plus buttons, the controls for tossing out full stacks, and mouse controls for them. Yeah, maybe I will put a video out. Just a quick one. But anyway, since we're not having a whole lot of luck getting more wither heads, the spawns were great. Maybe I need to leave the whole area again. I should be strafing those guys a little bit more. Well, anyway, yeah, since I'm not gonna do an outro with those guys aiming at me, let's go hide over here in the corner. Actually, let's invite them to the party. So if you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about all the new changes, because I think they definitely have the potential to be amazing. Come on, eat up, eat up. And I guess until the next episode, I hope everybody has a good night.